Hello and welcome to GTO Coach and Go. I'm Jim Dellerman with Group Travel Odyssey, and I want to welcome you once again this week. And I do also want to let you know, before we get started with a really jam-packed show, that this is going to be our last GTO Coach and Go of 2021. Since the holidays are already here, we're going to be taking these next 2 Thursdays to kind of relax, unwind, spend time with family, as we hope all of you do as well. But since this is our last one of the year, we're going to make it really big, and we're going to bring on several people to go over some really important features of GTO. And we're going to actually, they're people you've known from before. So let me pull everybody on just so we can all say hello. So we've got Keith coming on.
Hello.
I've got Christina coming on.
Hello.
We've got Corey coming on.
Ho, ho, ho.
We have Sierra. So we have everybody actually joining us today, and we're going to basically one at a time. We're going to go around and talk about some updated features, some new tweaks that have happened to the GTO system that you have all talked to us about. And as well as that, we're going to go ahead and stress and touch on some important features that we always want you to remember. So we've got a lot of things to cover. I'm going to basically say goodbye to Sierra, Corey, and Christina for a few minutes, and we're going to let Keith go ahead and get us started. So hold on one second here. And Keith, how you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. As I said,
Good.
This is crazy with having so many people on the show today. So it's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like
our entire team on. So
yeah, it's a coach and go party.
It is in the holiday spirit.
That's right.
I have my decorations surrounding me again are here still. So today you were going to start going over a few tweaks that are going on in the way that GTO users create proposals, correct?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So
Wonderful.
I will just go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go from there.
Excellent.
So let me get this set up here. That's the one I want. Yay. There we go. Okay. So what I am going to talk about is I'm talking about the changes that we have made to update the proposal system and how you generate a proposal. We're constantly looking at ways to make the user experience easier, more streamlined, more intuitive. And I think you'll find that this is an upgrade in lots of areas. So I've already created a proposal here, and you can see that the top of the proposal has not changed at all. Trip name, proposal name, which you enter yourself, destination, trip start and end date, everything like that. Once I save that, it's going to actually now stay step 1. And all you have to do to create the proposal is hit that proposal details and tour director button. And you'll notice that everything in here is on one page. So it's going to open up asking me departure time, approximate return time, your travel time to the destination. Of course, if you're not including transportation, you don't need to fill those things out. Your numbers of passengers, which adjusts based on the type of group, whether you want individual payments or they're going to have group payments, your complimentary. And right here, you can actually add all of the information for your tour directors. So you just keep working through it step by step. Once you're done with that, and you can actually add a tour director right here, you hit save and close. And guess what shows up? Step 2. On to step 2, you actually work on your ground transportation, your air transportation, your accommodations, and all of the other products, the attractions, the meals, the education, entertainment, things like that. But the nice thing about these pages is if I open up the ground transportation here, is that everything you need is on one page. So I decide what type of motor coach, whether the group's traveling overnight to get there or on the way home, whether I need a driver room or not, whether I need the driver room to check in early. I can build my document that I send for a motor coach quote, a ground transportation quote, and create that. I can send the quote right to the motor coach company through here. And then from those quotes, I can pick one, and it'll pick a motor coach, and it'll show me which one I've picked right here. It's all on one page, really easy to use. And I just work through each one of those buttons from left to right until I get to my final one, which is where I add my attractions, my meals by using that add trip product, which you all know, same button that's always been there. But right here it says add all products, attractions, dining, event, program, entertainment, etc. These are the things that aren't accommodations. They aren't ground transportation and they aren't air transportation. Once I hit save and close in that section, guess what happens? You got it. When my computer catches up to me here through TV magic. We love it when the internet is a little slow, don't we?
Oh yeah. It's kind of
I have step 3. And
Yay.
Step 3 is where I set my selling price, I generate my proposal, payment schedule, and operations. While I have been doing this, right below me, it is actually creating a full cost sheet of everything I'm adding. And through TV magic, as Corey would say, here we go. You can see one that's totally finished. So we jump right over here, and you can see that cost sheet as I scroll down is generating as I build this trip. So I'm putting the proposal together. I've got my Saturday, my Sunday, my Monday, and it's just, it keeps adding to this as I work my way through these buttons. So hopefully you'll find this flow a lot easier. It is available to you to start using at any time, but we'll be making our rounds after the holidays to talk to you about it and get that launched for you. For those of you that are considering and hopefully coming on to the GTO community, this will be where you start. This will be your new proposal. So that's the new proposal process.
That is really fantastic.
Thank you.
You know, and the thing that's great is it does give us a little more organizational flow with it. So it makes more sense. There are fewer buttons and tabs that are doing, you know, similar things. So I think that by having that step 1, step 2, step 3, it's going to guide people through it a lot easier. Even if they don't have a lot of experience in the GTO system, it's going to help them to see directly in front of them what comes next. So
absolutely agree. I think also they'll notice as they look at it in comparison to the way it was before, it's a little cleaner. The page doesn't have as much on it. It's a little more easily digestible as you go through the process. So
that is fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Keith. And
thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. So
great.
Again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thanks. And next up, we are going to be bringing on Corey. So, hey, Corey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really, really good. So Keith just took us through some of the new proposal flow, and I thought we would bring you on now to talk about grid pricing and some recent tweaks and updates that have happened to grid pricing. So go ahead and take it away.
Absolutely. And as everyone can see, I'm doing business without boundaries here. In my car. I'd like to say I'm headed to a tropical locale, but really I'm just awaiting a doctor's appointment. But I knew that Coach and Go was important, so I thought I'd come out and do it right here from my car, which also means I can access QuickBase right here from my car. And so I will share my screen to show you what it is we're doing.
Okay. And
we should be seeing my screen about now.
Yes, we do.
Awesome. So I just have a test trip up here. Mine's really quick, actually, but super exciting to a lot of you. When you use the grid pricing feature, now I'm still on the old looking system, so understand that it'll look a little different when you use the new flow. But on the old flow, you know that to add you switch the grid pricing on and off it as you'd like to with this button here. When you're asked to do that switching on, you're given the opportunity to give a minimum number of people for the grid and the spread of people that you want in your ranges. So if you wanted to start at 50 and you put a range at 5, your first one would be 50 to 55 and then would be 56. And you sort of move up from there in the ranges. But all of you sort of knew that the grid pricing would only do one bus at a time. So if you wanted multiple buses, or more likely you wanted to show somebody what the difference between the two bus prices, like if you were doing one bus, but then you went up to a price of having two buses, well, that changes the price a lot. and grid pricing wouldn't do that for you. However, now grid pricing is doing that for you. So what we have here is a range of, we used a smallest group range of 30. We put a range difference of 5. And when we created our selling prices, right, all you have to do is follow the instructions. It will tell you exactly how to do that. And our grid showed up. Then you'll see that we have the ranges don't stop at one bus. So as it hits the 55 passenger mark, it keeps going and will do any amount of numbers that you want while calculating the number of buses that you need in the background for your grid pricing. Now, this makes no effect on your regular pricing. So when you have gone to your proposal details and you've added students and prices here, or student and adult numbers or whatever, you are that all of this is acting independently of that. So as we come down to here, you'll notice that first there's a little bit, look, many of you notice that immediately there's a range with a dash instead of the period that used to be there. We have created a way to make this work for you, to show you the dash, so you know that between 30 and 34 people, your quad rate is $2,629. Between 35 and 39, you see how that all works. That's easy enough, but check it out. Right here, you'll notice that right after the 55 mark, this must have a bus of up to 60. The price drops. No, it jumps up. Sorry, right here at this 55 mark, the price jumps up instead of going down. It's been steadily going down as you increase the number of people, and then suddenly jumps up when you get to the 55 passenger, because you've added that second bus. And now it's recalculating for 2 buses. Now you have fewer people on each bus, and your price goes up. And then down again as you increase the people on the 2 buses, and then if you would hit a 3 bus, then it would jump up again as that bus those 3 buses sort of half fill. And now you can gauge a little bit better when you have a grid pricing. Now you'll try, I'm sure, to match up your grid pricing with your regular pricing, but just remember that grid pricing has a range of people, so it's not calculating exactly the same way as your quad pricing would under normal pricing. But they should be relatively close. Just don't look for those exact numbers, because sometimes you have to use the bottom number of a grid and sometimes you have to use the top number of a grid. And that's going to throw off a few calculations when you're using grid pricing, because as we all know, when we're doing this, we're just sort of guessing at numbers. And so all those are a little bit flexible in whether or not they're going to match or not.
Cool.
And that's it for me. I got the easy task this week, and I'm super happy. But since y'all have seen my face way too much in the last 3 weeks, I know. But
you thought you were getting off easy this week, and it didn't happen. So thank you for that, and thanks for that update. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, because we've gotten a lot of questions about what do we do if there's more than one bus, or what do we do if that range goes into that next bus? How is that going to calculate my quad rates, my double rates, everything like that? So this gives them that option now. So that's good to know. And again, if you all have questions on that, contact us, let us know. And then after the holidays, we can walk you through a lot of that stuff on an individual basis as well. So Corey, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Have a fantastic holiday, and I will talk to you very soon.
All right, everybody, happy holidays.
Take care. And next up, we're going to hear about some supplier management information and what we need. So welcome, Sierra. Welcome back again.
Thank you.
And what would you like to give us today as far as supplier management and what they need to remember in order to make this work well for them?
Sure. So as the holidays are approaching and ABA is approaching shortly after everybody comes back from hopefully a relaxing break, I wanted to give a couple reminders on trade show appointments, using miscellaneous categories, and for the help desk. So I'm going to start with trade show. And we did a coach and go on this a few weeks ago. And for those of you that are going I guess I should share my screen, huh? For those of you that are going to ABA and want a unique way to share or to let me not do two things at once. There we go. To log your appointments, we have this unique way, and I am in the supplier manager under trade shows. And all you have to do is hit new trade show, and you can create one that says ABA 2022 or whatever your company's name is in ABA. So you just hit new trade show. You first create just the trade show. You can log what date it is, the location. If you're paying a cost to attend that trade show, you can put that in, or you can choose not to use that feature. This is just one that we had put in for as an example. And then once I actually go into this trade show, I have it open in a different trade show, and I'm going to show you. I attended on behalf of Group Travel Odyssey to collect a bunch of information from some Canadian suppliers. We attended this conference back in October, and I just wanted to show you an example of all of the different appointments that I personally logged. So these are suppliers that I met with, and you can tell on October 25th, all the way from 8 a.m. all the way down to 5 p.m. that day, all the different suppliers that I met with. And why that's important, or why you might want to use this feature is, let's see, I will click on just any one of these. National Gallery of Canada. If I open this appointment up, let me go in as myself so you can see it. And that's a great feature. Only your company will be able to see this. So I had to get out of the test subject so you can actually see my appointments, because no other company will be able to see that, obviously. So Group Travel Odyssey, I met with National Gallery of Canada. And what I did was I went in and put myself some notes. So I looked at their PDF that they had attached to their profile for the conference, and I made myself some notes of some questions that I wanted to ask this supplier before I met with them. So you can see on October 18th, I made myself some notes that I wanted to make sure that the chaperones were included in that price, what is their tax percentage, etc. So then on October 25th, I actually just added a new note. I got their tax percentage, and I made myself some other notes. And so instead of me having to write this down on a piece of paper and then log them into whatever system your company might use, or having to translate into multiple, systems, it was all written down for me. So I only had to do this one time. So if your company is interested in starting to log your ABA appointments and doing it this way, it is available for your use. I will show you on the Supplier Manager homepage. So in the Supplier Manager on the homepage, there is a link to our trade show video tutorial from a couple of Coaching Goes ago. So if you want a more in-depth way of how to actually use that and set up a trade show in your appointments, go ahead and watch that video tutorial, or contact us and we can give you some more information. But I just wanted to highlight that since ABA is right after the holidays. I also wanted to mention, back in the Supplier Manager, since some of us are going to be taking some time off, and we might not get to help desk as quickly as possible, or as quickly as we normally do anyway. I know that you all are used to me getting things done mostly the day that you ask for them, if not normally within 48 hours, but that might not be the case for the next 2 weeks or so. So I just want to remind you, and I know you all know this, but quick reminder, if you search for miscellaneous, we have a bunch of different categories where we have miscellaneous suppliers. So if you are wanting to include a different restaurant that you found for a group in New York and it is not already in our Supplier Manager, you could pick miscellaneous dining, add that into your proposal, put in a miscellaneous price, and that way you can go ahead and get your proposal going and not have to wait for us to enter that information for you. So I encourage you for the next few weeks, use miscellaneous if there's something missing, but still put in your help desk request. So as soon as we get back, and that will actually be monitored when we are gone. So put in your help desk request, But in the meantime, use miscellaneous things so that you're not waiting on us if you need to build a proposal during this holiday season for a supplier and or a price that might be missing. I also just want to encourage, I know I said it, but please, 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 especially in these next couple weeks, if you will not email us directly, if you are needing something, if you will use the help desk feature, because we will have some of our staff monitoring the help desk and where they might not be monitoring personal emails. So depending on who is monitoring the help desk that day. So please use help desk feature if you need a supplier, if you need pricing, if you're having trouble with anything for the next couple weeks, instead of emailing one of us directly, even if you know that's who might be able to help you, please use the help desk feature. And the only other thing is, once you do collect those ABA informations, if you have some pricings that we don't already have in GTO and you wanted to send those our way, you can send them to suppliers@gtonetwork.com, and my entire team gets that email and we will get that products and pricing in for you. We'll also be collecting information and getting it in as quickly as possible, but feel free to send those in and we will get them in. And coming soon, the newest feature to the help desk that we are hoping to have rolled out right before ABA. Instead of physically going into the help desk and turning in a help desk ticket and having to type all of it out, you will be able to send an email or forward an email, and it will actually create the help desk ticket for you. So we're trying to save you your valuable time and help us collect information more efficiently. And so we will be sending out an email when that is ready to go with the email address for you to be able to email the help desk. So just look for that shortly after the holidays. And we're hoping to have that rolled out before ABA. That way, if you are attending and you get some products and pricing that need to be in the system, you could just email it to our new help desk email and it'll create that ticket for you.
That's fantastic.
I think that's just a few helpful reminders. If you're going to be sending out some proposals during this holiday season, and we're still here to help. It just might take us a little longer than the couple hours that it normally takes us.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sierra. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'm sure we will be talking before the holidays again. So
yes, thank you so much.
Take care. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
And now we're going to be bringing on Christina. Hi, Christina.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm well. So earlier this week, you showed many of us on the GTO team some certain features of Passenger Manager and things that are going on with that. And so I thought it would probably be a good idea to bring you on just to give us some updates from your world. Christina handles a lot of the passenger management and the accounting and how everything integrates together. So if we ever have questions about that, Christina is the go-to person for us to be able to get answers. So we thought we would go ahead and turn this over to you and let you go ahead and explain to us.
Sure, absolutely. So Passenger Manager, if you're not familiar, which some of our users aren't really using actively quite yet, it's where you would store your passenger information and keep track of all of those details. And the new and exciting thing I'm really happy to show you today is that you can now create your bus assignments and rooming lists out of Passenger Manager. If you are one of our current users, I'll be reaching out to you today to tell you what that would entail for getting you into Passenger Manager, the app itself, and then someone will be getting to you about how you get your data in there before the holidays. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you the rooming list feature.
Excellent.
Just open this up here, share screen. All right. Okay. All right. So then what I'm showing you right now is what we're calling the everyone on the internet role, in which case it means that you will be able to send your clients a link to go to the trip and passenger manager, and they can create their own bus assignments and rooming lists. So it'll save you both a lot of time. So this is just a test trip right now. So I'm going to show you how rooming lists work. Right now we just have just some test passengers in here already. So then when you're ready to have the assignments to the rooms, you're going to click this assign passengers. And then you would just click these check boxes here as to which ones you want to assign to the room. So let's just go ahead and put these two in a room. And all you have to do is click save and add new room. And it's just going to process. It's basically adding those people to a room. And then when you come back, if it's still checked, you can just refresh and it'll reload for you. And then we can just keep going until everyone is checked off. So just to save some time, I'm going to go ahead and put all 4 of these in a room. So save again. And spin and spin. All right, so then now what you should notice here is there's no more passengers left. So what would happen at this point is basically your client can go on here, or you can go on here to create a rooming list and just keep going until all of the people are assigned. Once you reach that point, you can click this return to trip page. It'll take you right back to where you started. And now you can see that you actually have rooming assignments. So I'm going to go to outside of this role for a minute to show you then what you as the actual company can download an actual rooming list that you can send to a hotel or whatever the lodging might be. So if you go here, you can do this review and print rooming list. And there's now going to be this button here that says generate rooming list document. You would click it and it's going to load. Loading. And then what's going to do is refresh. And now we have a rooming list document here. Let's see if it'll open on the screen. I might have to switch my sharing of screens. It's loading. Okay, and what it's going to do, it's going to generate a Word document. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to share that Word document. All right. All right, so you should now be able to see this is what the rooming list will come up as. So there's going to be a place where you can give us instructions of what you would normally send to a hotel. It pulls in information of the hotel. This is a test account, so it doesn't have a hotel assigned to it. But it will fill this in for you based on the trip that you have signed up. And as you can see, there's only a few people on this trip, but it will fill in columns for you as to who is in each room. So this is something you as a company can, after your clients complete who they want assigned to each room, you can actually have this document created that you can send out. All right.
Fantastic.
And so that is how the rooming list feature is going to work. So again, when you want to send your clients the information in order to fill that out, we'll let you know there's a link that you would send them. And then there's a unique code that each one would have. So that's just to give it some privacy to make sure people aren't seeing the trips that they should.
That's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Most excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
And again, as I've said to everybody else, we hope that you have a fantastic Christmas, a wonderful holiday. And we will definitely be seeing you more in 2022 when we bring back Coach and Go as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, Christina.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our Coach and Go today. We actually had quite a bit of information that we wanted to share with you. And as I said, since this is our last Coach and Go of 2021, we wanted to make sure that we gave you more information so that way you can go ahead and use this during these next couple of weeks. And we brought some, hopefully some pointers and some tips to you to help you get through these next couple of weeks in case you can't get to us right away. Again, as Sierra said, please make sure to enter those help desk requests. We do have that monitored, and we will be making sure to get to those, but it may not be quite as fast as you're used to with us. So again, in the meantime, if you're working on proposals, make sure to go ahead and use the miscellaneous function so you can add miscellaneous attractions and dining and museums and things like that as well. As well as that, don't be afraid to contact us if you need information about how to use the trade show feature, because with ABA coming up in just a couple of weeks, and we do hope to see a lot of you in Grapevine, Texas, we're sure that you're going to want to use that in order to help you organize your appointments and the materials from that as well. Christina gave us a lot of information on using Passenger Manager and creating those rooming lists. So that is very important to you, we know. And there will be even more features that we will be explaining in the future for Passenger Manager. So, again, give us your feedback. Let us know. Keith gave you some information on proposals and the new proposal flow. And after the first of the year, we will be rolling that out as well. And for our new users that are just coming onto the system, you will be learning that as we go through onboarding. And Corey gave us more information on grid pricing. So we did cover an awful lot today. And again, we wanted to thank you for joining us during this past year. It's been a fantastic year. And we hope that as your business continues to build, that you continue to give us feedback. We're very happy to have you as part of our GTO community. And your feedback is what feeds us and what gives us the knowledge and the important information to make sure that our system is working the best for you. As we said at the very beginning, the system is not a static system. There are always going to be improvements made to it. There are always going to be features that we're upgrading and making better. And the way that we do that is with your feedback. So again, thank you so much for giving us that feedback in 2021. And we do hope to get even more of that feedback in 2022. And it's hard to believe that we are almost at the end of the year right now. So on behalf of everybody at Group Travel Odyssey, we want to thank you for being a part of this community. We wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, a fantastic holiday season, and we will see you all very, very soon. Have a fantastic time.